Many consider it as a culture of the state. But the government that succeeded the left tyranny seems to be taking it one step further. At least that's the charge, given opposition leaders and even central agencies come under routine attacks in the state that are only increasing in frequency and potency recently. Now, BJP MP Khagen Murmu and BJP MLA Shankar Ghosh were carrying out relief work in flood-hit North Bengal when they were attacked by a big mob. Visuals from the scene showed Murmu bleeding profusely as party workers rushed him to safety. MLA Shankar Ghosh, who was also with him, sustained minor injuries. The BJP has accused the ruling Trinamool Congress of orchestrating this attack, calling it an attempt to obstruct relief work and intimidate opposition leaders. The party also claims that Khagen Murmu has suffered a fracture below the eye and could have lost his vision. The Trinamool Congress, rejecting all of these allegations, says BJP is facing the wrath of the public. Now, is the attack part of a larger pattern of political vendetta or a regrettable isolated event? Regardless, one thing is clear. If in any other Indian state, opposition leaders had come under such frequent attacks, saviors of democracy in India would have been shouting from the rooftops. But there is only silence when it comes to Bengal. Why? Should we stop expecting democracy for opposition in West Bengal? That and more is coming up with our guests in just a bit. But first up, let us tell you exactly what transpired yesterday on October 6th. So during a visit to flood-affected areas in Nagarkata, Jalpaiguru, a group of 20 to 25 villagers allegedly surrounded and attacked these BJP leaders, including MP Khagen Murmu. Reports say that stones were pelted at the convoy, resulting in broken windshields, chaotic scenes clearly despite security with the visiting parliamentarians and local police on ground. The BJP MP Murmu sustained serious head and facial injuries amidst this assault. In response, the BJP demanded a thorough investigation by the National Investigation Agency, alleging that the attack was orchestrated by supporters of the ruling Trinamool Congress to intimidate opposition leaders. Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself condemned the attack strongly, criticizing the deteriorating law and order situation in West Bengal and calling for swift justice. Meanwhile, TMC has denied any involvement. They are attributing this entire incident to villagers' anger, to the politicization of relief work by the BJP, which according to them has aggravated local tensions during a sensitive time. Actually, let me expand further on what are the political barbs that have been exchanged between the leader of BJP, in a way, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Mamata Banerjee, leader of the TMC in this case. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to social media, slamming the West Bengal government for the situation of law and order in the state. He called the situation condemnable. He also said this is a clear reflection of the insensitivity of the Trinamool Congress and the pathetic state of law and order in the state. He even directly called out the government and TMC to stop indulging in violence. But Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee hit back, accusing the Prime Minister of politicizing a natural disaster. She blamed BJP leaders for going to the affected area in large convoy of cars without any information to the local police. She also said BJP allegations have no verification. The fact that their own people on ground have been accused of carrying out or orchestrating this kind of an attack. But remember, this isn't the first time under TMC rule opposition leaders have been targeted in Bengal. So for example, now BJP MP Khagen Murmu and BJP MLA Shankar Ghosh have been attacked. Just in August this year, Suvendu Adhikari's convoy was attacked in Cooch Behar during a visit to submit a memorandum to the police itself. Stones were hurled, vehicles were damaged, including his bulletproof vehicle's rear glass. In June 2024, the West Bengal unit of the BJP alleged that their female leader of the party, Minority Morcha leader, was beaten up by Trinamool Congress supporters in Cooch Behar. In July 2024, a Congress worker, Manik Roy, was killed in Jalpaiguru district by a mob that allegedly included supporters of Trinamool Congress. May 2024, BJP candidate Pranat Tudu was attacked in Jharkhand during the 6th phase of the Lok Sabha polls. In March the same year, BJP MP from Bengal, Jagannath Sarkar, alleged that his vehicle was attacked by Trinamool Congress cadres while he was on his way to attend a religious function in the state's Nadia district. In July 2023, a Congress worker was allegedly beaten to death by unidentified people in West Bengal's Murshidabad district ahead of the Panchayat polls. And in April 2021, BJP candidate for Bengal's Diamond Harbour, Deepak Haldar, and his supporters were allegedly thrashed in South 24 Parganas during an election campaign. It doesn't end. In March 2023, the bus part of Bharatiya Janata Party's Rath Yatra was vandalized in West Bengal's Purulia. BJP had alleged that TMC workers were behind this. So you see not just a pattern in who is getting attacked, but also in some cases a pattern of where these attacks are taking place. Hence, the BJP feels that this is very much linked to the politics of Trinamool Congress in Bengal. This blood politics, is there going to be any end to this, or is there going to be no democracy for opposition in the state? That debate is coming up.
বর্তমানে আমাদের গাড়ির অবস্থা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন, এই যে খগেনদা রক্তাক্ত হয়ে, খগেনদাকে দ্রুত হসপিটালে আমাকে বেরোতে হলো।
खातून जो उस गांव के प्रधान है, वही तो शुरू से सबको प्रोवोक कर रहे थे, और जितना सारे वो सारे बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठी भी उसका अंदर था।
বিজেপি আজকে যেটা দেখেছে সেটা সম্পূর্ণভাবে তাদের নিজের কর্মফল। তারা মানুষের সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ রাখবে না, তারা মানুষের উন্নয়নে বাধা দেবে, তারা গর্বের সঙ্গে বলবে গরিব মানুষের টাকা আটকে দিয়েছি।
First up, I want to go across to Sukanta Majumdar, Union Minister of State for Education and Development of Northeastern Region in the Government of India. Sukanta Majumdar, first up, how do you see this TMC response that this attack happened because locals in that area where the BJP are representatives from were angry with BJP leaders for not doing their job?
See, this attack and both the response are pre-planned, and it is politically motivated. Because the attack happened only in a place which is dominated by the Muslims. No other area with the BJP team visited, we have faced this kind of incidents. And to justify this attack, now TMC is planning several more attacks in some other places. Just for example, today in Kumargram, our MLA has, they have tried to harass our MLA. And we have actually, we countered it in a way, in such a way that that language is understandable to TMC. So, at least in case of North Bengal, we can assure you that BJP, the West Bengal BJP, has the capacity to counter Trinamool in such a language in which they are comfortable. Only matter is the police. If police remains neutral, I can assure you only the in Muslim dominated areas TMC office will remain open. In other areas TMC won't be able to open the office.
So you're saying that more attacks are being planned in a way to create a cover for the attack that happened here, that BJP leaders are being in some sort of a natural response coming under attack by locals. But this allegation that Muslims were part of this, TMC says, one, there is no proof that their people were involved or Muslims were involved, that all of these allegations are unverified.
It's totally verified because I still, even till, I can challenge you, send your cameraman there. The visuals are there available, their names are there available. We have, our party has identified them and we have produced the evidence. All these people, those are responsible for the attack on our MP, Bhagen Murmuji, belongs to a certain community. And if you just study the demography of the North Bengal, especially in this area, from Odlabari and upwards, you will be able to analyze that within few years, 10, 15 years, the demography has been changed severely from where they have shifted? Nobody knows. So all these things, even you can send there your cameraman, only the TMC office will be available in that area where the attack was committed. So the main thing is it is planned. Why it is? I am telling that it is planned because till now after the 24 hours, no one has been arrested. Though we have provided the photographic, videographic evidence along with the identification of those hooligans.
Right. No, that question persists. But as elections approach, do you feel the situation is only going to go from bad to worse, the violence in Bengal? How do you foresee the situation on ground and how will you counter this or take this forward?
The TMC will try to create this kind of scenario everywhere in the state of West Bengal when the election will proceed. And now it's almost less than 1 year, so that's why they are warming up. But I would like to urge the election commission to take the cognizance of these incidents, and they should consider the election procedure of West Bengal apart or quite separately from the rest of the country, because democracy does not persist here. So they have to, prepare a new protocol to handle the election machinery here, to perform a neutral election machinery. If they can make the police machinery neutral, rest will take care of everything.
I do want to ask you finally, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has taken great umbrage at what the Prime Minister said in his tweet yesterday. She is saying that the Prime Minister is politicizing the issue, and he's not just the Prime Minister of BJP alone, he's the Prime Minister of the entire country. They should listen to the state government instead. Your response on that?
No, who is doing the politics? Who is doing the politics? Ask Mamata Banerjee. Why till now, after the 24 hours, herself Mamata Banerjee is there in the North Bengal. She is the Home Minister of the state, and nobody has been arrested. Who is doing the politics? You, madam, you are doing the politics. That is Mamata Banerjee is doing the politics. And this Honorable PM has reacted because the video that was available with everyone of this country, everybody from every corner of the country, everybody is criticizing. Is it the way in which a democracy, a political party worker should be treated by another political party worker?
Well, it isn't
then
just...
what will be the fate of the democracy?
It isn't just political workers. Now it's a sitting MP and an MLA. But I do thank you, Shikanta Majumdar, for joining us. Let me open this up to our guest joining us for the big question of whether there is any democracy left for any opposition in West Bengal. Mohammad Tasif Rahman of the TMC is joining us. I also have with me Saurav Sikdar of the West Bengal BJP, Pratim Ranjan Bose and Shikhar Mukherjee, senior journalist, also with us. But Tasif, I begin with you. Why have there been no arrests? If the government had taken this seriously and not tried to give some intellectual cover fire of why this attack happened in the first place, without investigation, even you don't know, right? You've prejudged the investigation now. But why no arrests so far?
Good evening, Shivangi, and good evening to everyone. I mean, you have to understand whatever happened, we do condemn, and we do not support any kind of violence happening in Bengal. But again, the arrest has to be made, and we will not leave anyone, whether it's someone from Trinamool Congress, as they claim that someone from Trinamool Congress has attacked Mr. Murmu, which is very sad. But we believe that there was a local anger, and whatever happened should not happen again. And I'm assuring you that arrest will be there, and it has to be there. But I was hearing Mr. Sukanta Majumdar, Shivangi, and you have to give me some time, sending camera to investigate. Investigate what? About Mr. Murmu. It's all right. I appreciate that. But Bengal would have been happy if the camera could have been sent to investigate the condition of people in North Bengal and what central will provide aid to the state. Shivangi, whenever a natural disaster occurs, anger arises among the people. Because in such a disaster, people lose everything. It is natural for people to feel disappointed,
It's a failure
sadness,
of state government,
anger.
right? It's a failure of state government.
Sir, this debate doesn't work like this. I mean, this is not another Banana Republic channel. Please wait, and I'll hear to you.
No, I'm just
So
giving
whenever
you the
natural
truth.
disaster occurs, people lose everything, sir. It is natural for people to feel disappointed, sadness, anger after losing their home, food, necessary documents, and what time we should remain calm. We should keep a cool head and handle the entire situation. That is what administration has tried to do. Trinamool Congress condemns all violence, sir. The attack on relief workers during a natural disaster is unacceptable.
No, so
Our
what
Chief
wrong
Minister-
did these
No, wait,
BJP
wait,
leaders, Tausi,
wait,
what wrong
wait.
did these BJP leaders do by going there at this time of need of the local public? I'm not understanding
बनाना
how
चाहिए
it can
था
be argued that they did something wrong.
This is not a K. Karan Johar's film. वो स्पॉट नहीं है बॉलीवुड का. वहां पर परेशानियां आई हैं. वहां पे रिलीफ चाहिए लोगों को.
So
आप वहां पे
obviously
लेकर के
elected
10
representatives
convoy-
go and
Wait,
meet
but
the
शिवांगी,
people, no?
Wait. North Malda से चलकर, if you are going to help whom? Mr. Raju Bista? Is he not competent? The Darjeeling MP from BJP? Is he not reliable? So why someone jumping from there? But it's okay, we do
No,
welcome.
that's not a
You can come
justification
from
at
Gujarat
all for
also.
that person to be
No,
attacked.
you can come from Gujarat also. But
Yes.
Prime Minister Modi's baseless accusation against All India Trinamool Congress before the investigation undermined due process and constitutional values.
Didn't you not
The
undermine
BJP
due process? I began by asking you, by alleging that this is some organic local anger. You've also prejudged the investigation. It came from
But
none
why
other
don't
than the
you-
Chief Minister. Now nothing
Shivangi,
will
but why
happen.
don't you, Shivangi, but why don't you accept it if there's a local anger? If people doesn't
Let the
want to see
investigation
their
happen,
face,
let people
if
be
people
caught.
doesn't want to face them, if people doesn't want to hear them, so what you going to do? Because you have been keeping deprived to these people. You have stopped their aid, you have stopped their funds, more than a lakh of
This is
lakh
a bit
crores.
much.
So now they are
Mohammad
under,
Asif
now you are
Rahman,
coming.
you can't tell me that a MLA or an MP have so much power that they will block aid or any government schemes or relief for the public and the
Shivangi, they
state
belong to
government
BJP.
against the wills of the state government. Come on. This is like
Shivangi,
you are
they-
in
no,
power,
no,
but
no,
you
no,
have
no.
no accountability and no responsibility. Everybody
You're
else
not-
is to blame.
You're not understanding my point. It's not about a MP lad, it's not about a MLA lad. It's about the fund which is coming from central government, which is due. And these people are useless.
Come on,
They
don't
won
bring
from
that.
there.
Those
No,
issues
please.
should not mean there will be violence on
Why
any
can't you
elected
listen? I don't
representative.
understand.
No, I'm sorry.
Why can't-
the
no, no, why
fact
can't
that
you
you
tolerate
have some
that?
issues with the central government, in fact, you're indicting your own government and your mindset by suggesting that because you have issues with the central government, BJP leaders are fair game and they can be attacked by the public on ground.
No, I'm not saying it's fair. I told you, I started my debate.
It's
that this
unfair,
should
but
not
it's
get
okay.
endorsed. It's unfair.
And we'll allow it.
No, we are not saying we'll allow it. It's you are saying. Sitting on CNN News 18.
No,
It's
but you've not
it's
done
your
anything.
decision.
So what is the message?
I'm not saying.
Okay,
This should not
the
happen.
problem here is, Mohammad Asif, just hold on, I'll go across to our other guesses, that repeated such attacks take place. If it's not election campaigning or during elections, now it's flood relief. Why should it continue to happen in a state like West Bengal? Does the age-old argument
only
that...
West Bengal,
one second.
Shivangi.
Does the age-old argument that there is political violence, entrenched in Bengal stand today? And why is it? Is it that because there is no action that is taken by state government,
Action is
certain
always there. This is not
elements,
Uttar Pradesh.
certain elements are emboldened to do these acts. But Saurav Sikdar, I want to come to you first up. The allegation from the BJP that this has been somehow done in a pre-planned fashion by TMC or their supporters, and Muslims are involved in this. I mean, that also is an argument that you cannot prove right now, right? It is not something that you can prove. You should just stick to the facts on ground and say that yes, we want an investigation.
I have two questions. Firstly, both of them were attacked on the spot. One is acting MLA and one is a MP, and both of them has a security cover as well. So, as per their protocol, whenever they move, they always inform the local police station as per their protocol. Where was the police? Why police was not present
They
there?
did not informed.
No, don't interrupt me now. I have listened to very, very patientfully. Don't interrupt me. Secondly, as per protocol, they have informed, but police was not there. Secondly, yes, my friend from TMC was talking about the anger. Anger was there. But you know what is the fact? Fact, the local people were expressing how deprived they are. That river beds are not maintained well. The Bali mafias has take out all the sand from the river, and the river is not maintained. The bridge was not maintained. When people started expressing their all these things against state government, then planfully this thing happened. Planfully this thing happened, and particularly on that area, what just Sukanta Majumdar said, the Rohingyas from Bangladesh, they have been implanted there. All over West Bengal, wherever you go, wherever TMC is weaker there, North Bengal, TMC's results are not good, so everywhere they are implanting Rohingyas to just boost up their support. This government has lost their ground. People are not with them. So either they are doing it by police or these gundas. So even after 24 hours now, whole nation knows that. We are thankful to you medias that you have taken up to the whole nation how the law and order situation is in West Bengal. Nobody is arrested till this time. So we are demanding a NIA investigation. Then let the NIA come. Truth will be unveiled, because this is a pre-planned attack. Again, I am telling you, to just suppress the anger and suppress the fact. Why this national? I am saying that disaster can happen, natural calamity can happen, but state government's role to protect the river, protect the land, protect the hills, and everywhere corruption was there.
Okay.
So those
So
things
you're
were
saying
not
this has
maintained.
all been done to suppress the actual real anger against the state government, and certain pockets have attacked BJP leaders particularly because they don't want them to meet maybe other residents of the state. But I want to
Truth should not be come.
that they should not come into certain areas.
Yeah.
Are no-go areas then being created in certain parts of Bengal,
Yes,
even for
yes.
elected representatives? Shikha Mukherjee, I want to come to you. Has the state government's response been adequate? Because time and again, the TMC government has faced this charge that not only are there workers indulging in political violence, but a situation where an MP is also bloodied in his face and his life could have been at risk, including that of an MLA. I mean, that certainly shows the absolute depths to which the law and order situation is and the impunity with which certain groups are acting.
Well, I would, I'm sorry, I can't agree with the phrasing of your question, which is that the question of impunity, the question of certain groups, etc., that is a connection which I think we should leave to a later day, by when we have more information from the ground. And I'm not talking about police information, I'm talking about journalists who go on the ground and then tell me that certain groups were, particular certain groups, as Sukanta Majumdar alleged, were involved specifically in this violence, and they were, as Shourav has said, of Rohingya origin. I'm waiting for that.
Okay.
Now, having said that, let me also say that between the 6th and the 7th, several teams of BJP leaders were deployed in North Bengal. This is the only incident of violence which is to be condemned, because people cannot take the law into their own hands. They may be angry, they may feel they have a lot of grievances. They may think that someone in power, because somebody who's traveling in a convoy is obviously a person of power, that person is open to being attacked. Now that is a very, very wrong situation. There is a problem whether the police in that area, which is flood prone, which is under flood, which is a disaster zone, whether the police was there to deploy the security of these people, whether adequate security was there, whether that was at all possible or not, remains something that we will need to actually assess very, very carefully before making a judgment call. Having said all of that, let me also add that the BJP's current response to the disaster in North Bengal, and I say this is a natural disaster which has happened, is that BJP in 2021, in the state assembly elections, won 30 of the 54 seats which are there in North Bengal. It is a very sensitive political area for the BJP. And therefore, the BJP also has a ground presence. And therefore, one reads and one hears that teams of BJP people are going out into the disaster zone and trying to connect with the people. This is very, very normal, which is also, I mean, yes, it is politics, but it's also very normal. And therefore, one incident in one place and why the other places did not have if the allegation of pre-planned attack of this particular nature is to be sustained.
Then why did it not happen in other places? But very quickly, before I bring in Pratim Ranjan Bose, I started by asking you, has the response of the state government and the chief minister been adequate? Because that sends a large signal.
Shivangi, my concern really is, has the state government's response been adequate to disaster management, relief management? Has it been, or is it the kind of photo ops that we saw, the Mamata Banerjee going to meet Khoghen Murmu in the hospital?
No, but that's also her responsibility, right? An MP has come under attack under her regime.
Now, if that is a response, then that is a positive response.
But she also, in a way, blamed these MPs for going into the region.
There is the rhetoric and there is the physical response. The physical response is that she went and met Khoghen Murmu in the hospital. She had talked to his doctors. She said that the best medical care that is available needs to be given to him. Now, that I think is a very positive response. On the other hand, should another incident like this take place, Mamata Banerjee and the government, and I'm not talking about Mamata Banerjee at all, I'm talking about the administration, I'm talking about the police. Are they going to be involved in relief and rescue, or are they going to provide safety and security?
No, I think they can do both. I don't think that we have to put a prerequisite. In all other states, much larger states.
I have worked for too long in these areas not to know that everybody's capacity is stretched to the maximum.
It may be, but the state government cannot wash its hands off even when there are natural disasters in a state which are much larger, have much higher populations. They do have law and order issues that have to be taken care of.
But no one behaves like BJP.
Is a very limited statement.
The problem is that
the state government's capacity, any state, regardless of whether it's West Bengal or it's Uttarakhand, is stretched to the maximum in these situations. From there, I cannot jump to the conclusion that the state, that not having the capacity, not having the resources, and then requiring to pull out more resources in order to protect VIPs.
So then, okay, one second. No, I'm finding the premise a little problematic.
We have had this.
One second, ma'am. One second. You're making a proposition. I'm just trying to take this forward. I don't know of any state that has suffered natural disasters, much larger, more populated, where the police can come out and say we are stretched, so we are not going to be able to do crime patrolling, or we're not going to be able to do, relief or VVIP protection, for example.
Do not misinterpret what I'm saying. No one is saying that crime is to be allowed. No one is saying that crime is not a priority for the police. But relief and disaster is also a priority.
Of course it is.
And
they can do both is what I am saying.
Managing that priority
Pratim Ranjan Bose,
is a complicated
absolutely, but
exercise.
In no state can the police or the state government say, because we are indulging in this relief work in one part of the state, we are not going to be able to give VVIP protection, for example, for people who want to go and meet their people.
We have to be very careful about our words. If we don't indulge in things,
that's fine. No, that's fine. Even if they are doing
it, to do a performance,
they're also required to provide protection to VVIPs. I don't think they can wash their hands off it.
Do you think that all the other BJP teams that went to North Bengal, and there are a whole lot of them, and they are including the BJP state president, who's right there, they're all there. They are being given protection.
So what happened here is my focus. My focus is not where it did not happen. My focus is where it did happen. And even one instance of a violence like this, where a sitting MP and MLA have been attacked in front of police presence and they have been bloodied, is equally problematic. Pratim Ranjan Bose, in fact, that's entirely my premise. Ma'am, one second. Ma'am, please, 1 second, I've heard you. Pratim Ranjan Bose, that's entirely my premise. The standards to which any other state in India would be held to, for some reason, West Bengal is not held to the same standards.
The argument so far gives you a very clear idea that we have opened a justification machine over here. Under the garb of various logics, this side, that side. First of all, this was not the only agitation that had taken place in North Bengal. BJP and RSS has, just deployed their entire resources for relief, and incidents were happening from the night before, right? So that is it, number one. Number two, we don't have to justify or look at larger things in West Bengal. Let's start, for the argument's sake, let's start from Mamata Banerjee when she was beaten up as opposition leader. And then we have seen attacks on BJP's Dilip Ghosh, we have seen attacks on Shukanto Mujumdar, we have seen attacks on Shubhendu Adhikari. So it is a complete stereotype. It is happening like this only, and everyone is justifying. As a journalist or as a commentator, I must say, with all due regards, that I'm enraged to see that you just kill someone, almost have killed someone or destroyed someone. This is no civilized state of affairs over here. Just imagine a MP, if he is not protected, and there was no issue like they provoked something. Sometimes it happens that VVIPs go with a lot of jumla and then people get enraged. But in such cases also people just get agitated. Here it was a purposeful attack because it is evident the way it has been done. Someone is living and still you are throwing stones at them. Why should you? So this is absurd. What is happening in West Bengal is absurd, and it is unfortunate that the Prime Minister had to say that the law and order situation in the state has broken down. Over to you.
Yeah. So, Tausif, not just one episode, there is a history of such episodes. BJP, Congress, left workers all have come under attack. Several of them have been killed since TMC has come to power. What is the justification of the defense for that? Even if you're suggesting this is an isolated case that has happened yesterday.
See, Shivani, it's very funny what I'm listening from you and the kind of statement you want to propagate to the people of India. You just want to make West Bengal as not a part of India, but West Bengal is a part of...
No, I'm not saying that at all.
No, you are doing that.
No, I'm not doing that at all.
Since beginning.
No, I'm not doing that at all. I'm only questioning the state of law and order vis-a-vis questions that any other state in India would face.
You do that because you listen everyone very patiently whenever
They are not making accusations against me.
You have a lot of questions and you have answers as well. So if you want to say the local people are becoming mafia, the local people are becoming terrorists, and you want to tag them as a Muslim,
I've not said any of that.
You are doing it. You're doing that.
You're just being touchy about the fact that I'm discussing a story from Bengal. Inevitably, most of the stories from Bengal that get discussed are stories where there is violence involved.
See, the problem is you talk non-stop. You don't let other people speak.
I am letting you speak, but don't attribute what I haven't said to me.
See, there are more than 20 to 30,000 people affected because of this natural disaster. BJP is not bothered about that. You are not bothered about that. No one is bothered about it. We are very much bothered about it. Whatever happened with Mr. Murmu, we condemn. We do not support such action. But the problem is, yes, I am very touchy with my people. I am very touchy with those Bengali people staying in the district and rural areas where the BJP is ruling in North Bengal right now. As I can say that, with a lot of seat. Who is the MP of Darjeeling? Mr. Raju Bisla. He's useless.
So you're not playing politics on flood.
So
when you do this, you are not playing politics on flood. But when the opposition or local MPs go and visit, they are playing politics.
This is your problem. This is your problem.
No, but you are the state government.
How come you say that?
All I hear from you is how everybody else is to blame.
No. You get very touchy. The BJP
No, because you are the state government. You can't say that judge me on the same standard as the opposition in the state.
You should be neutral, Shivani. You should not open your mouth.
I'll come back to you. I'll come to you. Just one second. Yes, Tausif.
When I am talking about BJP, the BJP should answer. You should not answer.
No, I am questioning you as representative of the state government.
You are defending BJP right
No, I'm not. You tell me, I asked you, my question to you was, what was my question to you? My question to you was, there is a history of opposition leaders coming under violent attacks in West Bengal. even since TMC has come to power. It may have happened under left, but that's the
So
old story.
according to you,
what is the problem?
According to you, West Bengal stands with the highest rate of crime? Yes or no?
Answer my question.
Answer me also. You are portraying West Bengal as a criminal state.
No, I am asking you, why do opposition leaders come under attack? You can't deny that they haven't. You can't deny that Dilip Ghosh, Suendu Adhikari, left leaders, Congress leaders, BJP workers, now BJP MP, they've all come under attack, violent attack in West Bengal.
You have no idea what used to happen before 2011 and what is happening after 2011.
So now I get the difference. It's better than 2011. Okay, I got your answer now. I have 30 seconds for Saurav
But you're not listening to me.
I heard you. I heard you. I gave you ample time. You chose to attack me instead of defend yourself or your record. I heard you. Saurav Siddharth.
No, ma'am, Calcutta High Court said it clearly in 2021 after post-poll violence. There is no rule of law in West Bengal. And last 5 years, they are continuing this. There is no change. There is still no rule of law in West Bengal. Only is a rule of hooliganism, only the rule of these TMC goons. So it is a very, very critical situation here where a member of parliament and a MLA also is not safe with their security cover. Then just think about the normal opposition parties' karyakartas. Their life in risk. We lost lots of our karyakartas. They have been killed, they have been murdered, they have been attacked brutally. So this government is only solution to just kick off this government from West Bengal.
Okay. And, well, that's a matter for another day. That is a discussion for another day. And in any case, elections are approaching in Bengal. And it will be a question whether law and order improved under TMC or it went from bad to worse. I do thank all of our guests for joining us.
Thank you.
Over to the shocking story of gold theft at Sabarimala temple that has sparked a major controversy in Kerala, involving allegations of fraud, misappropriation and political cover-up. The Devasam Vigilance Report has confirmed that gold was stolen from the temple's artifacts. Originally, the plates had 1.5 kilograms of gold, but only 394 grams were returned after plating. The Kerala High Court has ordered a special investigation team led by an ADGP rank officer to probe the theft. The SIT is tasked with investigating the missing gold, the procedural lapses and possible criminal misappropriation. The court has also appointed a retired judge to oversee a comprehensive audit of temple assets. Opposition leader in the state, V.D. Satheesan, accused the Devasam board and the state government of being complicit and demanded resignations. The issue has led to protests in the Kerala Assembly with calls for a CBI probe from priest organizations and political leaders. Now, these idols were originally gold-clad using donations, including 1.5 kilograms of gold from Mijay Malia in 1998-99. In 2019, the Dwarpalaka, or the guardian deity, their idols at Sabarimala temple were sent to a Chennai-based firm, Smart Creations, for gold replating. But when the idols returned, 4.5 kilograms of gold was missing. And the weight discrepancy has only now raised alarm. With this temple gold scam of sorts that is coming to light, is there more responsibility with the state government? And what should be done as far as the Devasam board is concerned? Rajiv Chandrasekhar, the BJP state president, is joining me with more on these questions. Thanks a lot for your time, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, for joining us. This latest case of Sabarimala Gold theft that has come to light, it kind of has become one in line of many allegations that we have seen from the state. So do you believe this is indeed part of a systemic abuse of temple funds and assets in Kerala?
Oh, look, I think there are many ways to respond to this. First of all, I think the fact that a sacred shrine like Sabarimala, which is visited by crores of bhaktas from all around the country and the world, would end up with 4.5 kgs. This is only the initial report. Yeah, 4.5 kgs of gold missing is shocking to start with, and it's unforgivable to say the least. But I think the broader issue is that there is a overall systemic culture of corruption that has crept into the Kerala government. And this is not a recent phenomenon. It is something that has evolved over the last 15 years through a combination of successive Congress and left governments. And, when you have a situation where the chief minister's daughter is involved in allegations of corruption, the chief minister's own office, his principal secretary, is behind bars for gold smuggling. I think at the very least, what it does is create a brazen kind of a loot culture within the government. And what we are today hearing is essentially about a small incident or one incident at Sabarimala. And Kerala is a state full of temples, old temples with lots of jewelry and gold and assets. Now, that is all in the control of the Devaswam boards, which are in turn controlled by the government, state government. So, God knows what has gone on. God knows what is the kind of loot that has happened over the last several years. And there is a report recently that says over 25,000 acres of Devaswam land have been illegally taken away from the Devaswams and given to the politically well connected. So, I mean, at the very least, as an Ayyappa Bhakta, I'm deeply shocked, angry, upset, all of that. But on the other hand, as somebody who's committed to probity in public life and corruption-free governance and all of these basic things that are the rights of people, this requires an investigation, and it is not enough that the Kerala police investigated, because the chief minister is the home minister, and I cannot expect any kind of a free and independent inquiry from the Kerala police, with no disrespect to the Kerala police. And so therefore, this is a very, very, very serious issue, and an issue that is almost symptomatic of the collapse of governance in Kerala.
So far, action has been taken against only one functionary of the Devaswam board. Even the Congress-led UDF has demanded that the Devaswam minister himself must resign.
Look, I mean, you know, if you have an iota of shame, a micron of shame, the Devaswam minister, the minister who regulates the Devaswam boards, controls the Devaswam boards, which in turn is responsible and accountable for the safe and orderly management of these Devaswam boards and temples, he should resign. But neither has the Devaswam board chairman resigned, neither has the Devaswam minister resigned. And, you know, the reason is very obvious. These are all very powerful communist party functionaries. And so there is no way that Pinarayi Vijayan, who is a very weak chief minister, he's an embattled chief minister, there is no way that he has the guts or the power to today dismiss these powerful ministers in his government. And, you know, if there was even a modicum of ethics, this is not an allegation. This is not some simple political mudslinging. This is a fact. This is a crime that has been committed.
That has taken
And the
place,
least you would expect is that the minister step aside while the investigation is going on. But, you know, where is the shame? Where is the accountability? None of that exists in the parlance of the otherwise constitution-waving communists and the Congress.
You know, this Devaswam board in Kerala, it's not the first time, as I mentioned, and we have a whole list of cases that have come forward when it comes to temple management and temple fund misuse. This isn't the first time. Do you think that something needs to be done? If this is a systemic issue, then some sort of a structural reform needs to take place as far as this Devaswam board is concerned?
100%. I think, look, there is so much of asymmetry and discrimination against the Hindu faith in Kerala today, all in the name of secularism, that this requires really a deep, reasonable debate where reason and rationalism are brought into bear. Why is it that only the Hindu community and their places of worship are under government control? Why is it that that this does not apply to any other community, any other faith? And you can't even argue the minority argument here, because the Muslims are over 30% of the population of Kerala, and so there is not even an argument that there is some standard for the minorities and there's another standard for the Hindus. So there is a larger debate on why the Hindus are subject to such discrimination. Number one, and number two, just a week ago, the communist government, the Honorable Chief Minister, held a very farcical, doomed to fail program called the Ayyappa Sangamam, ostensibly to make up for all the all the attacks against Ayyappa Bucks that he conducted in 2018 against the traditions of the temple. Nobody, of course, took part in it, but he made a very interesting statement there. He said, to all those who seek the government to relinquish control over the Devaswam boards, I say it will never happen. This is what he said. Now you know why he doesn't want the Devaswam boards to be the control to go away from the state government, because the Devaswam boards and temples have become a source of loot and corruption for those in state government. And in the past it was the Congress, and now it is the CPM.
And this is a case or a matter that has come up in various states, not just in Kerala, but, especially southern states where there are large temples, rich temples, old temples of antiquity, and a lot of assets with those temples. These allegations have come in from all of those states. But frankly speaking, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, this whole getting temples out of control of the governments, this would be a center issue. This is something that the BJP should be taking up at the center, isn't it? And I get a feeling that even BJP in Kerala does not really want to raise this issue very much.
No, it's not an issue. I'm saying it is not an issue of control of government. It is about accountability of government. Nobody says, and that is a larger debate, should it be left to the bhaktas to regulate and so on and so forth. And I don't intend for this conversation to wade into that. But the issue is today, assume for a minute under Article 25, the state governments have the right to regulate the Devaswam boards, and that is a constitutional power that they have. No, I don't want to necessarily get into a quarrel with that. But then shouldn't the state governments be accountable for it? When there is malfeasance, when there is a loot of this kind that is reported, then isn't the state government supposed to stand up and say, under the constitution, I have the power to regulate, I have the power to control, and therefore if there's something that goes wrong under my watch, I am to be accountable for it. The communist government, and it is clear even with the Congress in Karnataka, you see this, they want the power, but they don't want the accountability. They want to be able to loot, but they don't want to answer questions when questions are asked about their loot. So this is an issue about there being more transparency and more accountability in the way temples are managed. Number one. Number two, I think the time for a detailed conversation and a discussion and a discourse about this double standard, about regulating and unaccountable management of Hindu places of worship versus completely separate set of standards for other places of worship is an issue that needs to be revisited, had a conversation about, not through the prism of any religion or anything, but through the prism of non-discrimination, fairness and equity.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. A larger discussion is certainly needed, one that has been going on, but another case has come to light where temple assets have been frauded in some ways. I do thank you, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, for joining us. Time for a very short break. News and updates continue in just a bit.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
First up, the death toll in cough syrup tragedy has risen to 19, with innocent lives being lost in Chhindwara and Rajasthan after consuming allegedly cold-drift cough syrup, now confirmed to contain diethylene glycol, a highly toxic chemical linked to kidney failure in high quantities. Dr. Praveen Soni, who allegedly prescribed this syrup, has been arrested, sparking outrage from the Indian Medical Association and FEMA. Doctors' bodies further demanded immediate action on the actual culprits, they say, and adequate compensation for the affected families and the doctor who's a victim of defamation. As the special investigation team probes the case, Madhya Pradesh has banned 2 more cough syrups following the deaths of 15 children. Meanwhile, a petition has been filed in the Supreme Court seeking a judicial inquiry into the recent deaths and call for urgent reforms in drug regulation and a nationwide testing of syrups for toxins.
खुद इन बच्चों को देखने के लिए, उन परिवारों को खासतौर पे संवेदना जताने के लिए आप आए थे।
मुझे बड़ा दुख है कि ये घटना में बच्चों का काल के गाल में समा गए। छोटे छोटे हंसते खेलते बच्चे किसी के परिवार से जाते हैं, उस कष्ट को हम महसूस करते हैं। हमारी जानकारी में तो जैसे 19 तारीख को जानकारी आई, हमने तुरंत सैंपल बुलवाए और 19 अलग अलग प्रकार के सैंपल में से 3 दवाइयों के सैंपल फेल हुए हैं। हमने भारत सरकार को भी सूचित किया और तमिलनाडु सरकार, जहाँ से ये मूल प्रोडक्ट बनकर आया था कफ सिरप का, वहाँ इस पे कार्रवाई वहाँ भी की गई और कंपनी के सारे प्रोडक्ट बैन किए गए।
सर, आप सख्ती के लिए जाने जाते हैं कि आपका यह है कि अगर ये गलती हुई है तो इस गलती में सजा मिलेगी, किसको?
हमने ड्रग कंट्रोलर को हटाया, डिप्टी ड्रग कंट्रोलर को भी सस्पेंड के लिए बताया है, कोई इंस्पेक्टर ऑफ से लगाकर कई लोगों पे कार्रवाई की है। जिन डॉक्टर ने इलाज किया उन पे भी केस बनाया, जिनकी दुकान से या बाकी चीज़ों को बिक्री हुई है उस सब पर भी हमने कार्रवाई की है। अर्थात कार्रवाई के पक्ष में तेरा मेरा न देखते हुए जो जहाँ जिस प्रकार से लापरवाही बरती गई वहाँ कार्रवाई भी कर रहे हैं, जहाँ समझाइश देना वहाँ समझाइश भी दे रहे हैं और जिन फैक्ट्रियों ने लापरवाही की उनको सीज भी कर रहे हैं।
मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर मोहन यादव यहाँ छिंदवाड़ा में परासिया ब्लॉक में अलग अलग जो परिवार हैं जिनके बच्चों की मौत हुई हादसे में कफ सिरप की वजह से, जिनकी किडनी फेल हुई और जिसकी वजह से उनकी मौत हुई, यहाँ पर अलग अलग परिवारों में आकर उन बच्चों के जो परिवारजनों से एक संवेदना दे रहे हैं, सांत्वना दे रहे हैं। अब तक कितने बच्चे हैं ऐसे जो यहाँ पर आपके यहाँ मौत हो चुकी और उनका इलाज हो रहा है?
जी 8 बच्चों का इलाज नागपुर में जारी है और जैसा कि आप सबको मालूम है कि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने ये घोषणा की थी कि जो भी जिन बच्चों का इलाज जारी है उन सभी का इलाज शासन की तरफ से किया जाएगा। तो हमने अपनी टीमें जो हैं वो हमें परमानेंट वहाँ पे स्टेशन कर रखी हैं। जितने भी हॉस्पिटल हैं उनमें सभी में एक टीम, जिसमें एक राजस्व अधिकारी और एक डॉक्टर हैं, जो वहाँ पे परिवारजनों से और डॉक्टर्स वहाँ के डॉक्टर से सतत संपर्क में रह के और ये जो इलाज का खर्चा है वो सरकार वहन करेगी।
सर, जो अभी तक मौत कितनी है और कितने लोगों तक पैसा पहुँचा गया?
जी अभी
Thanks a lot for staying with us. Pictures of superstar Rajnikant on a spiritual quest in the Himalayas, like a commoner enjoying a simple roadside meal, are viral. We leave you with these images. Thanks a lot for watching.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.